3 times every year, a serpent made of light descends from the sky, and for a few silent minutes, stone begins to breathe. Welcome to Chichén Itzá, a city built more than 1,000 years ago in the northern lowlands of the Yucatan Peninsula, where astronomy, power, and faith were carved into limestone with extraordinary precision. As the first light rises above the jungle, El Castillo reveals its perfect geometry, a pyramid 30 meters high, composed of 365 steps, one for each day of the solar year. This is not only architecture, it is a calendar, it is a political statement, it is a cosmic machine. Chichén Itzá began to flourish around the 9th century and reached its height between 900 and 1200 CE, becoming one of the most powerful cities in the Maya world, with an estimated population of 35,000 people. Its influence extended across trade routes that connected the Gulf Coast, the highlands of Central America, and the Caribbean Sea. Everything here was designed to be seen, to be felt, and to be believed. The Temple of the Warriors stretches in disciplined rows of columns, a forest of stone that once held painted reliefs, vibrant textiles, and ceremonial banners moving in the walkway. Each column represents not only military power, but also the sacred duty of maintaining cosmic order. Nearby stands the Great Ball Court, the largest ever built in Mesoamerica, 168 meters long and 70 meters wide. The stone rings placed high on the walls still defy imagination. In this arena, the sound of a whisper can travel from one end to the other. The game played here was not merely sport. It was ritual, diplomacy, and sometimes sacrifice, a symbolic reenactment of the movement of the sun and the struggle between life and death. Beyond the monuments rises El Caracol, the observatory. Its windows align with the movements of Venus, the most important celestial body for Maya warfare and prophecy. The Maya did not look at the sky for beauty. They looked for instruction. Time itself was sacred. Every facade, every staircase, every platform was aligned with cycles, solar, lunar, and planetary. At the sacred Senate, a natural well more than 60 meters in diameter, offerings were made to Chark, the rain god. Gold, jade, textiles, incense, and human lives were given to the water that made survival possible in this limestone landscape with no rivers. Power here was not hidden. It was staged. Ceremonies filled the plazas with color, feathers, music, incense, and movement. Rulers appeared elevated above the crowd, not as political leaders, but as living bridges between the human world and the divine. Clothing, posture, and access to space defined hierarchy. To stand closer to the pyramid was to stand closer to the gods. But every city carries its shadow. By the 13th century, construction slowed. Political alliances shifted. Trade routes changed. Environmental pressure and internal conflict weakened the balance that had sustained this magnificent center. The great plazas became quieter. The rituals became fewer. And gradually, the jungle began to return. When the Spanish arrived in the 16th century, Chichén Itzá was no longer a political capital, but it was never forgotten. Local communities continued to visit the sacred Senate. The memory of the city never disappeared. In the 19th century, explorers and archaeologists brought global attention to the site. Excavations revealed paint beneath the stone, confirming that this city was once covered in red, blue, green, and gold. What we see today is only the skeleton of an intensely colorful world. Now, as the sun begins to fall, the crowd gathers in silence. travelers for generations. During the equinox, the angle of the sunlight creates 7 triangles of shadow along the staircase of El Castillo. Together, they form the body of a serpent. The light connects heaven to earth. And for a brief moment, the feathered serpent god Kukulkan returns. No projection. No technology. Only mathematics, architecture, and the movement of the earth in space. This phenomenon still works after 1,000 years. As the last triangle touches the serpent head at the base, the plaza becomes completely still. It is not spectacle. It is recognition. Night transforms the city into a constellation of silhouettes. The observatory points once more toward the stars it was built to study. The Senate reflects the sky, becoming a mirror between worlds. And in the darkness, the scale of time becomes almost overwhelming. Yet morning always returns. Light moves again across the steps. Visitors walk the same sacred axis once reserved for kings and priests. Today, Chichén Itzá is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world, welcoming more than 2 million people every year. It is no longer a center of political control. It is something greater, a memory made of stone. A testament to knowledge without metal tools, without the wheel, without beasts of burden, and yet aligned with the cosmos. This city teaches us that luxury is not only gold and power. Luxury is precision. Luxury is meaning. Luxury is the ability to build something that still speaks after 1,000 years. As the first light of a new day touches the pyramid once more, the cycle is complete. The serpent of light will return. Time will continue. And we, like every visitor before us, will carry this silence home. Thank you for walking through history with us. Subscribe, and join us for the next journey into the timeless beauty of the world's greatest wonders.